Welcome to What an Advanced Mentoring Session Looks Like video series. I am Dr. Bonnie Tryon and I will be your host. In this advanced mentoring session, where mentor Jenna and mentee Lynn have been working together for some time, having already established a trusting relationship, you will hear dialogue around a Board of Education policy on the P-card. While Jenna gives advice, Lynn expresses concern about not being eligible for the rebate.
Hi, Lynn.
Hi, Jenna.
I'm glad we could meet today. I want to talk a little bit about where we are in implementing the purchasing card.
Okay, well, I went ahead and had the board approve the agreement with the credit card company, but then you came back and said, hey, did we change the credit card policy? And we hadn't, but I have taken care of that.
Very good.
So now we're on to the implementation with staff. And I have some true concerns about this. I don't know if it's because it's dealing with credit cards and staff, but I need some guidance of where to start. Anything you can help with?
So I was thinking that maybe we would look at the employees who already have open purchase orders, since they're used to purchasing without telling us every detail ahead of time, that they understand that process, and we could give them purchase orders, sort of an average for what they may spend throughout the year as the limit. What do you think about that?
That's a great starting point, but I thought the purpose of this program was to earn the rebate.
What happens next illustrates the brilliance of mentoring. Together, this mentor-mentee pair brainstorm, with Jenna asking open-ended questions that Lynn readily responds to.
Well, I thought the purpose of the new P-card program was to earn this rebate. And if we start with the smaller purchase orders, we're really not earning that much back. So
That's a good point.
I want this to be successful. So if we start there, where do I go after we just start with those few employees?
So it sounds to me like we have to think about which vendors will take the P card as payment. So how can you work with accounts payable to figure out which accounts we can use the P card to generate more rebate?
We have to be concerned, first of all, because most of our purchases are from bid or New York State contracts, so they might not even allow it because they're trying to give us the best pricing anyways. Mm-hmm. We can start with those vendors who aren't on bid and see what they say. We'll take care of that in the business office, just making those calls.
How are you thinking about setting the limits for the P cards as you give them to staff?
Well, my first thought was the P-card has a wonderful online program where you can establish credit limits per employee, and you can even limit the vendors that they use. Okay. So I was thinking, for instance, with that $200 open purchase order, to go in there and set the limit for that particular employee at $200.
Next, we will hear mentor Jenna express concern by asking what-if questions, to draw out mentee Lynn's thinking, to be sure she has thought through the issues completely.
Okay, I think that probably sounds good. What happens when somebody has more than one open purchase order or needs a limit that's higher than $200 or has approval to buy more than the $200 that they can use a P card for?
We would go in there and adjust in this online software.
So you're going to adjust daily?
If we have to.
So I'm concerned about the time that you're going to spend adjusting P card limits rather than other work that needs to be done in the business office.
Okay, it might be a time factor, but this is what I'm comfortable with, because in the end, I'm responsible for it.
You are responsible, so you have to be comfortable because these work just like a purchase order, and so you're responsible for signing those, and I think if that's your comfort, you should start that way. And then I think we maybe need to look at it after a few months to see if it's consuming more time than value.
I agree. Will you be available to look at it with me, just so we're looking at the same thing?
I'd be happy to. Let's try to meet again in a month.
This pair agreed to come together again to look at how the P-card rollout has gone. Both share their best thinking, respecting each other's opinion and need to try different strategies. This is where mutual learning is at play, where both mentee and mentor learn. If you think this complex and rewarding work is for you, contact Education and Research Advisor Patty Service.